How to make the solution. When you are marbling, instead of painting directly on the paper, we create our design on the surface of thickened water. It is a delicate balance of floating liquids that can create a beautiful and almost magical effect. Before we start our painting, we need to prepare a solution of thickened water. For this, we use carrageenan, a natural thickener that is made of seaweed. The carrageenan turns the water in a gel-like liquid so that the paint can float on the surface. Before we start mixing, it is important to know that the solution needs to sit for 4 hours to allow the carrageenan to completely dissolve. You can also prepare the liquid the night before so you can start painting straight away the next morning. To make the liquid, add 1 bag of carrageenan to the design tray. If you are making the liquid the night before, you can also mix it in a separate bowl with a lid so it's easier to store overnight. When you mix in the water, you will notice that the carrageenan tends to clump. This is okay, as the clumps will disappear after the liquid has been allowed to settle for a few hours. To minimize the clump, we recommend sprinkling the carrageenan powder in an even layer on the surface of the tray. Then, pour over 17 ounces of water. You can use warm water to speed up the dissolving, but don't use boiling water as it may not thicken correctly. Stir the liquid with a stick to break up the clumps as much as possible. Now leave it to stand for at least 4 hours or overnight if you are making it ahead of time. Prepare the rest. While your carrageenan mixture is settling, you can set up the rest of your workspace. We recommend placing a plastic tablecloth or some freezer paper underneath your work area to protect the table from any spills. You will also need to set up a drying area for your finished artwork. You can use paper towels, a plastic tablecloth, freezer paper, or a drying rack. While the paper is drying, it can warp a little, but that is okay. After your artwork is completely dry, you can flatten it with some heavy books, or we like to iron it. Next, you will need to prepare the paint bottles. When you receive your paint bottles, the nozzles are still closed. This is to prevent leaking during transport. First, you will need to poke a small opening in each nozzle using a safety pin. There can be a small drop of paint, so keep a paper towel ready when this happens. When you are ready to start painting, place the tray with the thick liquid on a flat surface and lay out your tools and paint bottles. You will also need some scrap paper and/or paper towels. Next, shake each paint bottle well, of course with the lid on, to make sure that the pigments are well mixed. If you have not used the paint bottles for some time, you will need to repeat this step to make sure that the pigments are well mixed. Now you are ready to make marbling magic! In the next videos, we will show you how to make your first marbling artwork, and we will walk you through various techniques and marbling designs.